There have been quite a few characters who are much easier to play with and does better damage with their best-in-slot sub-DPS buffers like Zani Phoebe team composition for example. But this wasn't a major issue back when Zani was introduced on the character roster due to how Spectral Rover can fill Phoebe's spot in a Zani team composition, and it gets even better if you know how to play quick swaps, which is not for everyone, but the most important thing is that a Phoebe alternative exists in the game. But Phrolova's release is heading in a bit of an odd direction because it seems she needs a character like Cantarella who can proc multiple echo skill casts to increase Phrolova's damage quite significantly. At least that's how it seems like on paper. The problem here is that there's no easily accessible alternative to replace Cantarella. Danjin is a close replacement, but she can only use an echo skill once per rotation, and I've already tried to use Crownless to proc more echo skills with her, but echoes of the same name can only be used once per Phrolova's liberation. So it's time for a DPS showdown to put it to the test if Phrolova's free-to-play team composition is good enough or completely terrible. Before we proceed any further, I want you guys to keep in mind that every footage used in this video was captured on the media server, so things may be subject to change upon official release. Without further ado, let's get right into it. For the easily accessible team, I'll be using Verena and Danjin. Here's the build that I'm running on all teammates. Keep in mind that there is no variation on this account, which is why I'm using Shorekeeper's signature on Verena for the extra concerto energy regeneration. Alright, here we go.
Bask in the sunlight. Thus you race. That's symphony of life. Witness blossoms in your woods. Leave it to me. Listen up. Bird of evolution. Eradicate. Oblivion. Adios. The symphony of life. Witness blossoms in your woods. Bloom. Luminous energy. Guide my blade. Repose, no mercy. Vanquish. Annihilation. You must follow. Symphony of life.
For the premium team composition, here's the build that I'm running on all teammates. Alright, here we go. The difference between the clear times is about 13 seconds, which is pretty good considering the fact that everyone can easily get their hands on Danjin and Verena. But let's see what is actually happening here in terms of damage from Hecate per Echo skill cast and the damage from the enhanced heavy attack. For the Danjin team, casting an Echo skill triggers 17k damage and 40k damage from Hecate, which is hidden in between the 3k damage numbers as you can see right here. And we're getting two types of damage from Hecate because if you look at Phrolova's liberation scalings, you can see that every enhanced attack from Hecate triggers 2 instances of damage. But on the premium team composition, we get 48k damage and 26k damage from Hecate. The difference in damage is because of how many aftersound stacks that Phrolova had, which increased or decreased her crit damage when the Echo skill was cast by her teammate, resulting in the difference in damage from Hecate's enhanced attacks. So the fact that the premium team can trigger more of those attacks from Hecate per rotation is what contributed to the difference in clear times. The same applies to the enhanced heavy attack as well. At 14 aftersound stacks in the free-to-play team, she popped 200k damage in the first rotation, while having Danjin's Ultra buff. And in the premium team composition, she popped 229k damage with 18 aftersound stacks while having Cantarella's Ultra buff in the first rotation, with a difference of about 29k damage when compared to the free-to-play team composition. Honestly, my expectations was that the damage from the enhanced heavy attack in the premium team should have been much higher due to the difference in aftersound stacks and Cantarella's Ultra buff, which seems to be more powerful compared to Danjin's on paper. So in summary, I totally underestimated the free-to-play team composition because there are other buffs that significantly improve the clear times, like Verena's attack buff from her passive, damage amplification from her Ultra skill, and Danjin's attack buff from her S6. Hence, Phrolova is not as dependent on Cantarella as I initially thought she would be, but to get similar results, I recommend getting her signature weapon if you're not getting Cantarella. We also cannot ignore the fact that getting Cantarella adds a bit more future-proofing to Phrolova so that she can stay strong for many patches to come, since she's Phrolova's best in slot sub DPS buffer. That'll be all for the free-to-play team versus premium team breakdown for Phrolova. If you have any questions, be sure to leave them down in the comment section and I'll address them as soon as I can. Be sure to also join our community Discord if you're having any issues with the game or you just want a place to chill or hang out. The link will be in the video description. Catch you guys in the next one. Bye bye.